Namaskar and welcome to this show, exciting show, Sattology Debunking Mythology. Today we are talking about something very interesting topic we have, and most of the people know that the Buddhism came from India. In fact, in Bhagavad Puran, it is said that where he was born, who was his mother, Kikateshu. Kikateshu is where is Kikateshu? Now we're going to ask our guest because he's a Padmashri from India and it's one of the highest civilian honors in India and a very prominent archaeologist. So we'll ask all these things. Anjaneshu, Kikateshu, the mother was Anjana. And so people who are in any doubt that Buddhism has no connection with India, I think that cannot be, you work very hard to prove it. So without delay, let us welcome Sri K.K. Muhammed.
So, thank you
Namaskar.
very much.
Yes.
And for an enlightened audience also, because from various parts of the US, area, you have a number of very important persons who are interested in art, architecture, archaeology, history, heritage, and everything. So I should be thankful to them because this is a great opportunity for me also to communicate with them, especially about the excavation and conservation of the site. So last time we spoke about the great Nalanda University, and Nalanda University was an international university by 6th and 7th century. I'm talking about an international university where students had studied from China, from Southeast Asian countries, from Far East Asian countries, almost all important countries of the Asia. So, as I said last time, Paris University was established in 12th century, Cambridge in 13th century, and then we had Paris University, Oxford University again in 12th century. But 700 years before, Nalanda was a great university, an international university. And then it was destroyed by Bakhtiyar Khilji in 12th century or 12th or 13th century, whatever we call it, because it is just on the border of it. And then Buddhism was completely wiped out from India. People had completely forgotten that Buddhism belongs to India because it was not a living religion. And then it was the English historians. The last time I had given the names of all those people also, so there is no need of repeating the entire thing. With painstaking survey, they re-established Indian archaeology, and also this history of India also they have reconnected it. So this time we are going to Vaishali. Now, Vaishali, what is the importance of Vaishali? Vaishali has got a pre-Buddhistic importance also, because Buddha, he was born in 6th century BC. Even before that, Vaishali was very important because that was the birthplace of Mahavir Jain, the great Mahavir Jain. In Jainism, we have 24 Tirthankaras starting from Adinath onwards, and Mahavir Jain was the 24th Tirthankara. He was born in a place very adjacent to our proper Vaishali. It is known as Kundalpur, sometimes Kundalpuri also people call it. So that was the birthplace of that great man. And also the Karma Bhumi, the place of work for Mahatma Buddha. So these are the two important things. But sometimes I call it even, beyond it. This was the birthplace of republican and democratic form of government. We know that democracy, it started in Athens, and roughly at the same time or even slightly before that one, the democratic form of government and the republican form of government, in which the king, the ruling man, he would be elected by a group of elders. This system was started at Vaishali. So Vaishali is important that way also. And then when Buddhism was completely wiped out from India, Vaishali was also forgotten. But there was one particular structure there. Structure means there was one pillar. That was an Ashokan pillar. Only that Ashokan pillar was standing. The rest, everything, even some of the most important heritage, this one, I mean, the structures like the Buddhist stupa. There were many Buddhist stupas all around. That was completely forgotten. There was a huge tank which was built for this one Lord Buddha. That was completely forgotten. That had completely filled up also. And then there was a place where Buddha used to stay. It was known as Kutakar Shala. That Kutakar Shala had fallen down, and there was a tumuli. There was a mound over that one. And then for the first time, Buddha gave equal importance to ladies and gave them permission to enter into Buddhist Sangha, that is to Buddhist monastery. That was also here in this place. So this is a place where ladies have been given an equal status in Buddhist monastic life. So that way also it is important. So we have got that one is the democratic form of government. Second is Mahavir Jain's birth. Then we have the Karma Bhumi of Lord Buddha. Then Ashokan pillar was there. And then also there were various Buddhist structures also. And Lord Rama, he had passed through this place because he had to go to Mithila. Janaga's capital was there near Mithila because he had to marry from there. So he had gone through this place. So there is a reference about Vaishali. It is in Ramayana also. Vishalam Nagaram, Ramyam Divyam, Surgopatamama. Vishalam Nagaram, this is a huge place. Ramyam, this is beautiful. Divyam, this is divine. And you can only compare it with Surga, that is paradise. That is what this one, that is Ramayana says about it. But over a period of years, because of the Muslim attacks, everything had completely fallen down. And then it was for the British archaeologists to, first of all, to identify the place, then explore the place, then excavate it. So today we are going to see the thrilling story of the exploration, identification of the place as Vaishali, number 2, and then gradually exploring and excavating everything on the basis of the description that was given by Fahian and Huangshan. Fahian, he came to India in 4th century AD. In 7th century AD came Huangshan. But for a long time, we did not know they had given the description. Although their books were located, they had given the description about India because the land which they traveled, that was in India, or Buddhism was born in India. The world has completely forgotten because it was not a living religion in India. But in the adjacent areas, for example, in Burma, in Sri Lanka, in Thailand, in Nepal, in Bhutan, in all these places, it was a living religion. So then people had their own, because their literature that was speaking about India. And then gradually people also came to know that was India which they had described. So now can we, with this brief introduction, can we go to the PPT?
Yes. Dr. K.K. Mohammed, one point I'll mention, it was also, we discussed Dr. Subramanian Swami also. In my second book, I gave references of Mahabharata, which people think as the word reference. So there, there the concept of Panchayat Raj was very prominent in Mahabharat era, which is
Yes, yes. Yeah.
and so and also the kings were chosen by the
Mhm.
educated people.
Yes.
It's not just the priests; it's
Yes.
the
Yes. Yes.
educated people, thinkers, and those people. Will that be called a democracy in the ancient world?
Because that was in a very limited form. A panchayat means it's a very limited form because it is in a village. But this is Vishala. Vaishali means it's a big area. So I mean that is from here from the present Vaishali up to Mithila and other places. It was included in that one. So that was, I mean, you can say that was in an embryonic stage, and then it was gradually it was accepted by all the people. So we can call it in a way it is a democratic form of government, of course.
So it is showing up on the screen now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See it? Yes.
So uh, can you just go to the next slide? So
Yes.
now I will call next please.
Yes. Yes. I will do that. Yes. Viewers, can you see my screen? Yes.
So uh, this now you can see only this. Can you see this one Ashokan pillar?
Yes.
So
Yes.
only this was visible. Only this Ashokan pillar was visible. But even that also people thought because it does not belong to Ashoka, but it was actually made by the Greeks and especially Alexander. So that was what people thought. But now Huangsang had given a description about it. So here you can see that pillar that is standing on which there is a land, it is land pillar. There is an inverted lotus also in this one. So the whole area was completely engrossed by the local people because there was no, it was not a, no. I'll say then only you have to change. Please go back. So I mean, people had engrossed upon it. They have made their houses also all around it, and they were using this Ashokan pillar in order to tie their this one. I mean, animals because they did not realize the importance of it. So it was in 1784, Thomas Lowe for the first time, 1784, for the first time he realized that this is a very important one. But what was the importance of it? I mean, he could not figure out that one. But it's a very important thing. He also did not contribute to the theory that it was by Alexander the Great. So then in 1835, Stephenson came. Stephenson surveyed the entire area. There was no photography in 1835 in India, although in Europe it had come by 1820. It reached India by 1850, 1857, something like that. So there was no photo, they could not take the photographs also. And then in 1861, by 1861, when Alexander Cunningham was because it was he who had identified many of the places on the description given by Fahian and Huangsang. He came to this place, he meticulously explored the entire area, and then he came to the conclusion that this is the great Vaishali about which Huangsang had spoken about. And its name had changed by that time. Its name had Bakra. I don't know what Bakra means. Even in Buddhist, this one, in Buddhist texts also, it is said, Chitram Jambu Deepam Manoramam Jividam Manushyanam. One day Buddha was standing on the second floor of his house. That was known as Kutagarshala. We will see it after some time. Kutagarshala. Buddha used to sleep on the upper portion, not on the lower portion. So he said Chitram, because from there, if you look at the whole, you can have a panoramic view of the place. When I visited the place also, because during the month of January, February, you can have a just panoramic view of the lush green landscape all around. So Buddha said, Chitram Jambu Deepam Manoramam Jividam Manushyanam. What a beautiful place it is. Earlier we have seen that in Ramayana also, it had said, Ramyam, Divyam, Surgo, Pamataba. Because, they are comparing with Surga. So now, once the importance of it was realized, this has to be excavated, because they had given, Hyangchang had given the description, one about the Ashokan pillar. Then he had spoken about a stupa which was built by Ashoka. That is the second most important thing. Then he had spoken about Kutagarshala, where Buddha used to stay. So that is the third important place which we are going to excavate. Fourth, he had also spoken about a kund, that is a talab, or a small beautiful pond, which it was supposed to have dug for Buddha by monkeys. That was a kind of ornament, this one. And then fifth, that is the most important, I call it, that was the ladies' monastery. So we are going to have it number first, this one, that is Ashokan pillar. Second, we will be having a Buddhist stupa. Third, we will be having the Kutagarshala. Fourth, we will be having the this one, a ladies' monastery. Fifth, we will be having a small pond also. So nothing is visible now. Everything has been encroached upon by houses. So first of all, we are going to discover that Buddhist stupa. So for Buddhist stupa, the place was occupied by a small temple, a small Hindu temple. So we have to dismantle that Hindu temple. And this area, as I said, that was used by the local people for tying their animals, domestic animals. Now let us go to the second one. Next one. Just see, when that house was dismantled, a stupa like this one, a Buddhist stupa. What is a Buddhist stupa? Stupa means there will be some kind of important relics of Lord Buddha or some of the important teachers connected with Buddhism. That would be inside this one, and over that one, they would be making a small stupa. Sometimes there may not be relics also. If it is a very important place where Buddha had sat or where he had walked, that would be a kind of Udaishiga Stupa. Udaishiga means it is a kind of stupa which has got some kind of association with Lord Buddha. And sometimes there will be one more type of this one, that is, it may not be a body relic, but it would be the staff of Lord Buddha, because he was 80 years old while he was dying. So he had to use a stick. So that was a stick, or it could be this one, that the begging bowl of Lord Buddha. So that would be kept inside, and then there will be a stupa over that. Next, please. And next, please. So our people, because the description, Hyangchang description was not only about stupa, there were many Manoti stupas. What is this Manoti stupa? It's also known as votive stupa. Votive stupa means, suppose if it is a very important place and there are some relics of Lord Buddha, Then people go to that place. They would say that I have got so and so desire. If that is fulfilled, then I will make a small stupa here. Sorry. So now you have to discover those stupa also. So our excavation team started excavating it. Next, please. So here you can see a small votive stupa, that is Manoti Stupa. The big stupa is here. The big stupa that is accommodated here, and all around there will be votive stupa. One is here, one is here, one is here, one is here. So now we have to go deep down. Next, please. Just see.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful circular stupa, and sometimes there will be square stupa also. It could be in different forms.
So KK Mohammed, did you find any relic of Buddha any of these places or no?
Not in this place, but adjacent to it, there is another relic stupa site.
Hmm.
It was not excavated by me. I did carried out the conservation work.
Okay.
It was much before me. It was much before me. But what I did is my singular contribution was in the conservation of all these places.
Hmm.
Because, and I reached there, I was never lucky as those people.
Hmm.
But I was lucky to conserve most of these places, which was for a variety of reasons, it was not happening. So I had a passion for it. I mean, just beyond that of a government servant, I had a personal passion for all those things. So I took it up. I mean, even though sometimes fund was not permitting, other constraints were there. But if you have a passion, you can overcome all those things. I
Absolutely.
did that one, and my people, they followed it up. Next, please. So now, earlier you had seen two stupas. Now you have one more stupa here, one stupa here, this one square one was here, another square one is here, another one is coming up. Just see the height of it. So the working level was at this place, and all this earth had accumulated
Um,
over a period of 2,600 years. Here also you can see the same thing.
on the right side, I see sharp edges. Were these a
Yes,
concrete one or it was pre?
no, it's not
Was
concrete. It is not. It's all looser. But when we excavate, we have a rule that we have to follow certain set patterns. We have to follow, and then all of them will be. This is the present period. On top of it, then
right.
just below that will be British period.
Hmm.
Then you have the Mughal period.
Hmm.
Then you have the Sultanate period, Sultan's period,
Right.
and then beyond that you will be having Rajput period. And then Gujar Padihara period, then Harsha period, and then Gupta period, then it goes into Buddha's period. So where you are standing, it is almost that Buddha's period. This is the lower part is Buddha's period. So it is by layer system we goes down. Next, please. Just now we have gone further down, and we'll be no we'll be dating this whatever we are getting from this layer. On the basis of it, that we will be saying that this belongs to this period, this belongs to this period. For example, if you get a coin of Akbar's period, then you are sure this period belongs to Akbari period. If it is a Prithviraj Chauhan's, Prithviraj Chauhan did not come to this place, but if it is a Harsha's this one coin, then we will say that this layer belongs to Harsha. Or if it is of Maurya, then we will say this one layer belong to Mauryan period. So this is how we do the typological dating. Next. Now you can just see,
It's amazing. Just
may,
amazing.
amazing.
There is no words other than that.
Yes, 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 yes,
Just
yes,
amazing.
yes, exactly.
And
Now,
just to ask you, the where is the which direction is the face of the lion right now?
this is facing towards east.
East.
Man is facing towards east. And then sometimes, there will be northern, I mean, some animals, bull would be facing towards no, this one, east. So there are certain animals, there are four important animals. One is horse. Horse means, I mean, if it is a horse is standing over this one, that means that shows the Mahabhinishkramana of Lord Buddha.
Hmm.
What is Mahabhinishkramana? Because, he went away from his own house, leaving his own home and earth. He went away, sitting on his this one on his horse. So that denotes that particular thing. If it is a bull, then that means, because that was his Rashi, the Lagna on which he was born, Vrishabha Rashi. And then there will be an elephant sometimes. Elephant means because his mother, he had seen in a dream that a white elephant is entering into her womb. So that denotes that one. So similarly, this is land. Land means, he belongs to that Shakya. Shakya means, Simha Rashi group of people. So this denotes that one. So now we have been able to excavate three things. One is this one, that is the Shogun pillar, then the stupa, and then the Manoti stupas or Voti stupas all around. And now we have got three important things. Three important things are, one is the house on which he was staying, that is Kudagar. Then the ladies' monastery, for the first time he had given entrance to ladies. And then that Markada Hrida, that water tank. So three more important things we had to discover. Now let us discover first this one, that water tank, because Huangsang had given a description about that water tank also. Next, please.
Yeah, that's a water
So
tank.
can you see the steps going down?
Yeah.
One, two, three, four, five. Five steps are there.
Yes.
So the
So
steps are, yeah,
yes. I have one question. So, like we use Fabian's, Chinese traveler's version,
yeah,
and then we create a story around it.
yeah,
But sometimes Mahabharata also has similar versions. Where Mahabharata has, when you talk about Mahabharata dating,
yeah.
and they also have similar versions that this is like, for example, Girivraja, which is in Bihar,
Yeah.
with very clear descriptions about geographical, and then and we see Rajgir city over there.
Yes, yes, yes.
So have any time we use, not for this site but for some other sites, we have
Oh,
used Mahabharat's description and then went for the excavation.
yes, 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 yes. Hastinapura, the great Hastinapura was
Yes.
excavated on the
Yes.
basis of the description
Yes.
given not only in Mahabharata but also in Vayupurana.
Correct.
Because on the basis of this Vayupurana,
Yeah.
because Vayupurana speaks about a kind of this one, the whole Hastinapura was about a flood,
Hmm.
and in that flood, the whole Hastinapura was completely wiped out.
Hmm.
And then the people migrated from this one, that is from Hastinapura, to another place known as Kaushambi.
Koshambi. Okay.
Ah. So that on the basis of that, the whole thing, this was given in Vaipurana.
Mm.
And it on the basis of that, Professor B.B. Lal had excavated first this one.
Mm.
It is said in Gangeya Apahride Nagaram Nagaswakwe. Tyuktar Nijatshu Nagaram Kaushambeyam Sanivatsayade.
Correct. You
Gangeya
remember all these quotes by heart. It's simply amazing.
because there are certain uh, occasions, you have to remember as an archaeologist all these things.
Yes.
Then only you will be a good archaeologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do some show on that also.
Yes,
To see. Yes.
we'll
Yes.
do.
Please continue on this one, please.
Yeah. So I mean, this because it was on the basis of the description given by both
What?
Fayan and Hussain.
Yeah.
The water tank is also located and 5 steps are there. Now let us go to next, please.
Was there a significance of just 5 steps, or was it just random?
No, because it is depending upon the terrain. Because it's sometimes if the this one water tank is now at a lower portion, then you have to provide it this one. Sometimes it would be 7, sometimes it would be 9. It's like that. So it is brick on edge. Here you can see it is brick on edge because you have to give. These are the steps. When this one here you have got the steps, but at the same time the entrance is through this one
Right.
and this one. So it has to be more strong and firm. So that is why it has been given here.
So
Next.
even the making of the bricks is an old science. It's not just
It's
new.
all size. It's all. It is mostly 25. I mean, the fifth, the length would be 50 centimeter. Then width would be 25 centimeter, and then the depth, that is, I mean, the thickness would be 8 centimeters. We call it Mauryan bricks.
Hmm.
So sometimes, if you just get a brick, I would be able to say that this belongs to Maurya's period, this belongs to Shunga period, this belongs to Kushan period. So that is enough for me. Me means any archaeologist who has got the field experience.
So
So
when we ask about Buddha, did he appear in Shunga period or Maurya period?
no, he was even before Maurya period because Ashoka, he was a Maurya. So he followed him after 200 years. So it is much before that Maurya period Buddha had. He was in 6th century BC. And Ashoka came in 3rd century BC. So there is almost a difference of 200 and odd years. That is 300 years. We can some call it. Some will call it 200 years, because Buddha lived for 80 years. So that is, if you minus that 80, it would be roughly around the difference between Ashoka and Buddha would be 220 years. It was Ashoka who had popularized Buddhism. Otherwise, Buddhism was not going to be so popular all over the world.
Correct.
So the entire credit goes to him.
Yes.
So this is our bark line. Bark line means this is and this is one at the same time. But why we have given this one is it is just to control our excavation. Otherwise, excavation has started from here.
Right.
So we have to take certain measurement from this one because at this height we have taken this measurement. Then the depth was like this one. So it is on the basis of this we conclude that it was coming like this one, it was coming like this one. So these are all tanks. Now after some time we will be removing this one, 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 and then you will be having a tank. Next, please.
A beautiful sight.
Just see.
Amazing.
So
Just amazing.
to have the tanks coming up, you have the Shogun pillar, and here we have been able to.
I think some of the viewers are saying they want to go there now. I said now.
Wow. Wonderful. So next, please. 1 minute. Actually, here we will be excavating that this one, the place where Buddha used to stay. It is now, there are huge trees growing over that one. Just look at this place. Here we are going to have that, this one, the place where he was staying. And at this place we will be having that ladies' monastery also. So here you have the tank. We are on the process of excavating the tank. This was already standing and we have completed this one. And these are the Manoti Stupas. That is the votive stupas all around. Which means this was a very important place. So even at that time people used to assemble here and then used to give them votive stupas. Next, please.
And the surroundings, the farms which are seeing, what kind of plants are there?
And these are, mostly there are orchards are there. That is what I said. Manoramam Jividam Manushyanam. Vishalam Nagaram Ramyam Davyam. Because even when I was going there, the whole place, with the lush green landscape. It used to be very beautiful. Now, if you go there, very beautiful place with the hall. My proposal was, we have got only 10 acres of land. But I
Okay.
had made a proposal to government. We have to have a 200 acres of land all around it. That may not be having historical vestiges, but if you want to maintain the whole structures, and with all kinds of facilities, you have to provide this people, I mean, to the people who are devotees who are coming there, and then beautify the whole thing. Market it as a heritage site. I mean, as far as the marketing is concerned, we are still lagging behind. The
And
government.
India has more historical places than even completely North America, South America combined. So
Yes, yes,
they
yes,
have not preserved anything. They have destroyed everything.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Uh, Like the tourist places in India are like, and I'm sorry, viewers, if I'm offending anyone, but that is a fact.
No, you are not offending. You are underlining certain things where we have to change. We have to change.
We have changed.
Yeah, underlining things. I used to criticize.
Yeah.
Criticism is not, to denigrate the country. It is to improve the country, and we
No,
stand for, because it is our patriotism.
exactly.
That is why we are criticizing. Yes,
No,
and we you
when I
can.
visit in Americans, like I keep on going to Native American sites. Earlier I used
Acha.
to travel a lot before coronavirus thing, and I can tell you the historicity is completely lost. American Archaeological Society has
Yes.
done nothing to excavate the
Uh-huh.
original history of Native Americans. Nothing. In fact,
My God. My God.
most of them have taken a religious viewpoint of
Uh-huh.
completely eliminating the history of Native Americans.
My God. My God.
It's like the biggest violence you can do to the natives.
Really, really,
By
really.
removing their history is like removing their identity.
Yes, if you want to destroy any country, just destroy first of all their own history and heritage.
Yeah. I went to Brazil last year,
Uh-huh.
and the only thing and forgive me, there's some Brazilians here also. They are told that the Portuguese king and queen were the only queens they had. So they have no history before 300 years.
See.
And that is Brazil, the largest country in South
Yes,
America.
yes.
And in the US, you have museums, but there is nothing, no place preserved. There are
Yes.
casinos built on ancient sites.
Hmm.
It's a complete deliberate destruction.
Oh my God.
India is the only country, whatever negligence they have shown, but they have tried to preserve the old history.
Yes. Bilkul.
Only country. Rest everywhere they have demolished it. But
Very
please
good.
go ahead. Yes.
Yes, very good. Very good. Next, please.
Oh, beautiful sight.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
every single image you have put is amazing. Just amazing.
Yes. No, these are very rare images. Very rare images. Nobody is having it. All these
I
kinds
think
of
our
images.
viewers are very, very fortunate just to see it. I'm getting goosebumps by looking at them.
And now what we are going to do is we are going to excavate this portion also. And when we excavate this portion, you will be having a very beautiful lake. So these are all our markers just to show, how this was lying down, how this was lying down, how this was lying down, how the whole topography was there.
So
And
does
it
this
was,
Ashoka's thumb is now in the Rashtrapati Bhavan now, or is it
no,
a
no, it
replica
is, this one is still there.
still
That
there?
is, in Rashtrapati Bhavan, you have got another one.
Okay.
So that is a bull. That is a bull.
Hmm.
So that is also again from Bihar, because Bihar is, a very rich country historically and
Very
archaeologically.
rich.
And the second stone is a huge, this one, a historical monument. Again, you have a lot to showcase there in Bihar. Today, how many hours we have?
We
Because
can complete the entire slide deck. We can go a little bit faster and complete the entire slide deck.
okay. I
Yes.
will slightly faster because next please.
Yes.
Just see now.
Amazing. Just amazing.
It is full of water now. We have removed all bugs. It is full of water.
Mm.
And just compare it. This photograph with this one.
Yeah.
What a great thing we have been able to excavate, and that too as per the description given by Huang Sang and earlier man Fahia.
Mm.
That is the importance of it. And all these houses now we have dismantled all these houses, and that stupa was just over this one. Just look at it, and it is from underneath this house, from that temple, we have excavated this stupa.
Wow.
And this is that houses, from there we have got that Manoti or votive stupas, and it is from this area the huge tank. There are separate places for ladies also and for monks also for taking their bath.
I think the I think Indian government is missing something because everyone is running after computer IT and that kind of jobs, but archaeology, geology, these are some important sciences they also need to focus on.
Yes, yes, yes. Need to. Let us move forward. And just look at it now. I have conserved it like this.
What a beautiful sight.
I conserved it like this now.
Beautiful. And these pictures are in the morning pictures, looks like.
Yes, yes, yes. It's morning picture. Morning picture. We had taken the photographs, at various times.
So
Because
the
there is a change.
line, yeah, the line is facing west then, because the looks like the shadow of the tree is towards the left. So the line is facing west.
No, it is facing north.
Facing north? Yeah, you may be right. Yeah, so the sun is east and north.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yes.
So next, please. And many of these bricks, that was having semi-precious inlay also.
Hmm.
Can you see this one semi-precious?
I can see that. Yes, it's a quartz.
Yeah, it's gods, it's gods. Yes, and here it was there, here it was there, and Huang Sang had given the description about this one also. In my Ayodhya section, in my this one Nalanda section also had shown this one, and many this one were like this one. Next, please. And this was the birthplace of Amrapali. Amrapali was a courtesan, and in the royal this one. But this one, now there is a school, there is a market also. When I went on that site, I made a proposal again for acquiring the whole area. But government servant, I had only 4 years. So within 4 years, you just cannot complete many of these things. So many of the things, just remained like that. But I put it in this one on paper. This place has to be acquired by government of India.
And
And even
you must have been a very hated personality because you always stood for truth.
yes, yes. That is why I am coming for Sattology. Then because in Nalanda I had made the proposal, but it was practicalized after 20 years after my departure from there. It took near about 20 years. Although because I had made the proposal earlier. Similarly, I think one day this will also will be acquired by government of India, but not so far. So this was the birthplace of Amrapali. Next, please. And there was a beautiful garden also, and now there is a school over that.
When I
Next,
see the soil, soil is very, very fertile here.
yes, very
We're
fertile.
looking
Yes.
at yeah, very fertile
And
soil.
now we are going to excavate the place where Buddha used to say, that is Kudagar Shala.
Mm.
And then how to say that you are going to Kudagar Shala here? That is that Jugadu Buddhi or a common sense of an architect.
No, I call Jugaad as the innovation nowadays because innovation
Yes,
has a Jugaad has a very glamorous word, innovation.
yes, yes, yes. It is nothing but common sense
Yeah.
because we call it crop marks. Crop mark means when you take a photograph from upside. So if there are certain structures, this area that would be slightly yellowish because it is not getting enough water, which means you have a structure down below. And this will be completely different because, it is getting enough, enough water. That is why it is green. So,
You know,
and then,
this
yeah,
this normal patch of land, ordinary man cannot understand. But archaeologists, and if you go by the philosophical descriptions of Shastra, now
yeah,
I'm sure in the next slides you're going to transform it completely here.
yes, yes, I'll completely, I'm going to, I mean, slowly it is going to be translated, this one transformed. And our people are now topography also you have to study. So we study. Next, please.
Yeah. No,
This is seal.
show with
This
you is always very enjoyable for me. It's a feast for my eyes many times.
is, I said, then how to say? One is the description of Huang Sang. And then we got a seal also from there, which says about Vaishali. Vaishali Anusamayanka Takare. It was about the police station. They had a police station also at Vaishali. So it was the seal of that one. This was also excavated from there. And in Nalanda, we had excavated a seal from there. And that also because, that speaks about Nalanda University, Mahavihara, Arya Bhikshu Sanghasya, Sri Nalanda Mahavihara, Arya Bhikshu Sanghasya. So it was on the basis of which we exactly pinpointed that it was Nalanda.
Even the
Otherwise,
seals are so descriptive. I mean, looking at the seal, you can make out everything.
very descriptive. It's very descriptive.
Very
It
descriptive.
speaks about that police station also, Vaishali police station. Can you just think of it in 6th century BC? We had a police station.
I mean,
2000.
the Western narration is like more and more you learn about it, it's a total fake news.
Yes, 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 yes. But we should also equally give the credit to those people who made a meticulous exploration, excavation, and brought out our own history, which we had forgotten.
Exactly.
That is
I
also
think
there.
that credit goes to them too. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, at
Next.
least they put us on the right track.
Yes, yes, yes. Next, please.
I think they must be a minority in their own group.
Yes, of course, of course, of course. Yeah. This is a Lakshmi standing. It is another seal from the same
Gajalakshmi.
area. Yeah. Here it is. It is the legend Vaishali Mala is Kumara that is written also. Next, please.
So the script here is used as Brahmi. Not is it the
Yeah.
Brahmi or
In,
Devanagari?
no, 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 not Devanagari because these are all Brahmi script, initial stages. Because this one you have it in from 11th, 12th century onwards. You have that Nagari division of Nagari script. So here we are again going to. Can you see the bricks coming out?
Yes.
Bricks coming out, the walls coming out.
Yeah. Totally
These are
changed.
not
Totally changed. Like from the farm to this, it's just miraculous transformation right now.
these are not walls, but this is the surface area. The surface area we are excavating, we call it Barkland, Baulk bark, so that we can excavate this area, we can remove the mud from here. So ultimately we are going to remove this one, these bark lines, and then you will be having a house plot with a foundation. You will have a plan of it. Next, please.
It's deep,
So partly we have removed it. Just look at the thickness of this foundation.
deep. I mean, nobody can remove this building if it was
Yes, 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 yes. Udagar Shala means second story, double story house.
double
Then
story.
how to say this was a double story house? It is on the basis of the thickness of the walls, we could say. Because if you want to have a double story house, you have to have a thicker wall. Next, please.
And they must be having accurate survey tools also because it looks like it's a perfectly aligned construction.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And now we have removed many bugs. Now we are going to remove remove that bugs also. And now they will be making out certain conservation work over this one. So this is the main house complex, and this is the entrance portion. We are just going to make certain this one makeups, some plastic surgery. Next, see
Amazing.
now this is coming up. This is that entrance part, and here you have an Ardha Chandrakara Shila, a half crescent, which means that this is the house of a very important person. This is one of the Ashtamangala Chinnas, 8 auspicious symbols in our Hinduism. So
Yes.
this will be having the only in the house of a most important person. Next, please. Next, please. Just look at it.
Totally.
So you have to look at the thickness of it. Everything is there. And then how to say this was a Buddhist house? You have to get a proof for that also. So you have to get an image of Lord Buddha also. You have to get the seal of this one also, the monastery of Vaishali and other. So seal we have, but we have to get a sculpture of Lord Buddha also. Then only you can conclusively prove that this belongs to that Buddhistic monastic house. Let us go forward. Next, please. Next, please. Just look at it. Just look at it.
Oh, beautiful.
You have a Buddhist sculpture also from here,
Amazing.
which means now there is no doubt that this is a Buddhist house. And then you have that the other things also. And also you have the description from Huang Sang and Fahian also. So now it is conclusively proved that this is a Buddhist house.
And where was this found?
This was just inside the house.
Ah.
This was, this was worshipped by people because it was here. It was worshipped. Portion.
So when I see the rectangular layout also and empty
Yes.
things and the ponds, it's a completely Vastu construction.
It is as per Vastu because in ancient India we were having everything on as per Vastu construction.
Yeah.
Everything as
Rectangular layout or square
yes,
layout,
yes, yes. Either we had Chadushala,
Yeah.
that is square one Chadushala, or Dirghakara. Yes,
Yeah.
next please. So here you have a comparison. You had seen it like this one,
Yeah.
and we have made it like this one out of that.
Like amazing. Like only you could see that what is under the earth.
Yeah. So that is why you had to have the third eye of Lord Shiva.
I can see that. Yeah.
So we have inherited from Lord Shiva. Next, please. Next. So now we are going to excavate the other one. That is that ladies' monastery. This is a revolutionary idea in 6th century BC.
Yeah.
So
Actually, yes. And I think the biggest, and since I'm a historian writer, just on my hobby, I have seen the records. The biggest women exploitation started in the early 15th and 14th centuries.
yes, 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 yes.
Before that, it was not much all over the
It is-
world, and
Yes, yes.
worse was the Western, churches and other things. And I'm not against any religion, but it's just a fact.
So here we are going to have the greatest revolutionary idea of giving equal importance to ladies. Not only that, in 6th century BC, in 5th century BC, in 4th century BC, we were not having attached latrine concept. We means the world.
Yes.
But here in India, in Vaishali, we have an attached latrine also.
Oh
At
my
that
God.
time, just think of it. Just think
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. It's mind blowing.
Next, please.
It's not a new concept at all. Just to preserve the privacy of women.
Yes, 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 yes. That shows the privacy of the women.
Privacy of women, so that they don't have to go out in the fields. They
Yes,
had
yes,
attached ones.
yes, yes.
But I'm sure that in the men's quarters, it won't be the case.
No, it was not there. It was not
Yes,
there in
very,
men's
very
quarter.
sensible. Yes.
So here you can see that ladies' rooms, all around. And this was that Angan
Yeah.
courtyard. And now, can you see the small room here?
Yes, I can see small
Very
room.
small room.
Yes.
This was the latrine. And here, can you see a circular one?
Yes.
This was actually, a pitch where, the water Water would be kept in that pitcher, and that was always stored here.
Mm.
So the one who goes to that this one uses this one, they can take water from here.
Yeah, because the
So
ancient culture, you take shower immediately after that.
yes, 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 yes,
So cleanliness was also maintained.
yes, yes.
Then who says
So
that India was not developed even 500 BC also?
yeah, no, we were much developed, but then we went back because in Bihar and other places, open latrine system was there when I was there.
Uh,
Most of the people used to go, I mean, on the sides of the road. That is a different saga altogether. But in earlier, in our history, we were very much advanced, and especially Bihar.
m-
Next, please.
Many of the Native American constructions also have similar things, but I think we need you in America now to do all
Yes.
this.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Just see this one.
Yeah,
A better photograph of the ladies' monasteries
yeah.
toilet, and here you have that pitcher, water pitcher is there.
Mm.
And what was, I mean, this human you had to, and what was on top of it? On top of it, there was that pan was there, pan where you can sit. So that was there. That also we discovered. Next, please.
These tanks look very deep also, more than 6 feet. So
Yes, yes, yes. They might be sometimes 6 or sometimes in the 8 feet also.
8 feet.
And
So
then,
people were able to swim also if they want to.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Next, please.
look at that.
And look, this was the entrance, and this is that ladies' monastery, Angan, the whole thing. That toilet was here. Next, please. And just look at it. And this is the pan on the top of that latrine. This is for stool and this is for urine. The hole you can see.
Yes.
We got it only this much. Then this is a computerized this one. I filled up this portion, filled up this portion. So this is for stool and this is for urine.
Mm.
And many pieces. Now we have put it in our this one museum also there, so that people can. I mean, just think of our own ancient heritage.
Right.
Next,
And so
please.
these are all still done on the basis septic tanks under it. So there is a, oh, what a view. So there is a
Yes.
septic tanks also under it, or they were connected to some other
No,
system.
there was septic tanks also, and then there was a. I mean, this could be a kind of movable one also. Movable means you can not movable that way. You can remove this one stool from there. So there might have been a kind of small arch so that it could be removed from there.
Mm.
That manual scavenging was there, of course. That of course we cannot deny.
Mm.
But in other certain other places, that fresh out kind of latrines that are there in some of our palaces of Rajput palaces
Mm.
and also Mughal palaces. Also, you have that kind of latrine where that fresh out is there, but there also a kind of manual scavenging was there. And now just look at this photograph.
Ah,
There you
yes.
have the ladies' monastery. You have that this one, that pond is there. You have the Shogun pillar. You have the other one also, that stupa also.
Yeah.
Next, please. And this is a drawing of the same thing. You have the ladies' monastery here. You have that Buddha's, this one, Udagar, the tank, the stupa. So everything is there. Next, please. This is Abhishek Pushkarini. Abhishek means, I mean, the king, the man who has been elected as per the republican form of government.
Mm.
He would be anointed with waters of this particular, this one. I mean,
Right.
Abhishek Pushkar.
Which is
So this one,
continuing even like Mahabharata time also the same. Abhishek was there.
yes, yes, Abhishek was there. Yes, bilkul, bilkul. Next, please. Just look at this photograph now.
Amazing. Amazing.
How you had seen it earlier, only a Shogun pillar was visible. And now Archaeological Survey of India has completely transformed the entire place. Next, please.
If you dig deeper, will you find the rest of the stages of building or not? It is not there.
No, because we have gone further down also,
Mhm.
but nothing of that thing. Now, how do you feel?
What a sight.
Yes, this is you have the whole stupa, Ashokan pillar, the Marketa Hirda, this one, and this. I mean, I wanted to acquire the entire land for government.
Yeah, based on what you excavated, I think there'll be more archaeological history rest of the land also.
Yes, even if you are not getting, because nobody should make a construction over this one, because
Right.
if you make a construction, then the whole skyline is lost, the
Correct.
whole history is lost. That is, we are not showcasing. That
Yes.
is what we have to do. We should not have any kind of construction within at least 400-500 meters. That is what we have done in Taj Mahal, because there should not be any kind of construction within 500 meters of Taj Mahal. If you have any kind of construction, then the background will be spoiled.
Mm,
So that is how we have to conserve our monuments.
right, exactly.
Next, please.
Oh,
So this
beautiful
is the
concept.
last, yeah, this is the last stage of our Vaishali.
And actually, it is setting on the west left of the lion, facing facing the north.
Yes,
Absolutely right. The east,
yes,
west, north, south,
yes, everything as per Vastu only.
as per Vastu. North means victory.
Yes,
So the lion facing north means it's a victory sign.
yes, 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 yes.
So the bull must be definitely facing the east then.
Bull is always east. Bull is
Bull
always
is also,
east,
yeah,
because that
because
was now also. That
yes,
was his now also.
spirituality as well
Yes, yes, yes.
by the bull.
See. So I think we had taken 1 hour and 50, 20 minutes.
Yes,
Or
one
and
hour.
now should we go to Kesaria, because then it will take half an hour,
Yeah.
or should we postpone it for some other day?
Let us postpone it for some other day for the live session.
Yeah.
And but if you want to continue, we can make it recorded then. What do the viewers want? Because you are watching it live. Some of them want to continue, some of them have to go. So so it's divided. But people want to stay back. It's one of the longest sessions we ever had live.
We can have it next time.
We
Or
can. Mhm.
as you say, I know this
Yeah,
one.
let us go ahead with this one.
Okay, because this will be taking at least half an hour or 45 minutes, because I will go to Kesaria also, then I will go to this one, Vikramshila University also. So that is why I was thinking that this would be a happy ending here, and next time we can start this one, Kesaria and Vikramshila University.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
I think that would be better. That
That'll
would
be
be better.
better. But it's a great presentation. Viewers, I think you loved it. I loved it myself. I'm a history buff, so I will love it. So thank you, KK Mohammed. It's always a pleasure to have you with so much knowledge, and I think you know more better Sanskrit than most of the Indians. You remember this shloka, all this.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Yeah,
for giving a very patient hearing, and all those people who sponsored your program also, let me thank them also for giving a very patient hearing.
so we should also, some comments came that people are wanting to hear about Astinapur as well,
Acha, acha, acha. Oh, good.
and other places that you mentioned in the talk,
Yeah.
Hastinapur, and also the some places. Rakhi Gadi has been very famous. So some
Yes, yes.
comments
Raki,
come.
I am not the expert. There are some other people, Raki Gadi, and then Dola Veera, Professor Dr. Bisht is there. They are the right people. I don't know whether you have contacted them or not.
So we will contact them, and But viewers, thank you for watching. You stayed for such a long show live, and also the same show will be available on recording next week on YouTube channel. So do subscribe. Sattology is all about history, science of truth, and just history builds our identity. And now we have to bring KK Mohammed here to work with the American Archaeological Society to make sure they preserve Native American sites, which is important for USA. Because currently the history shown here is from the European settlers' point of view, and which is far from truth. And we have to work on that. So thank you so much, KK Mohammadji. It's always a pleasure to hear you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Welcome.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.